morning, everyone. I am Jeremy Stoss, CEO and co-founder of Afrimarket. We're very pleased to be here today to speak about the future of mobile remittances. I'd first like to start by a question. Do you know how much money African migrants send to Africa each year to support their family? It's officially $60 billion. That's impressive a market, right? But funny enough, African migrants who want to remit funds to Africa are very unhappy with how they can do this. Why? Well, first, they pay a lot. Studies from the World Bank have shown that the average commission rate that African migrants have to pay to remit funds to their home countries is 12.5%. The global average is 8%. If you send money to Southeast Asia, you'll pay only 6%. So that's very costly, and that's one of their first problems. The second problem is that remitting funds has no traceability. If you remit funds to Africa, you have no information on how your money is being spent. Part of the money that makes it home can be diverted, stolen, or lost. When asked, 70% of African migrants say that they would like to have a way to be sure how their money is spent and that it's spent usefully. So we have a huge market populated with many clients that are very angry with how they can remit funds to Africa. And that's where Afrimarket comes in. Afrimarket is an innovative money transfer operator. We are a fintech. And what we do at Afrimarket is we enable African migrants to send dedicated funds directly to their family at a fraction of the cost of traditional money transfer. How do we do this? Well, what I'll do is I'll show you with Afrimarket how sending money to Africa is just 3 clicks away. I would go to our website. Can you please pass the... there's the website on here that I would like to show you. Well, it's not working. Sorry, curse of the live demo. So I'll just explain how it works. You would go on the Afrimarket website. You choose a city where you want money to be spent, and you choose a specific point of sale that is an affiliate of Afrimarket. It can be a pharmacy, it can be a library, a bookshop, it can be a hospital, it can be a supermarket. Then you would just type in the phone number of the person you want to send money to, and just enter your credit card details and transfer the money. On the other side, he receives a text message just saying him that there is, that's okay, thank you, saying that he has credits available at this specific point of sale. He would go there, and as a regular client, would do his shopping. At the till, he says that he is an Afrimarket client and wants to pay with Afrimarket. Then he's identified at the till through his mobile phone, thanks to the technology of one of our partners, which is of a encrypted sound technology, which ensures that it's the right person that is at the till. No cash involved. The person that has sent the money is sure that his money has been sent wisely. In terms of financial flows, what does it mean? What do we do? When I send money to my friend in Africa, Afrimarket, what we do is that we emit electronic money that we put into an e-wallet on which we give permission, so authorization for the beneficiary to withdraw. All of this is, of course, supervised by our bank partner and also by the regulator. Afrimarket then pays the point of sale each week, at the end of the week, with a 5% commission for bringing in new clients and taking in the cash. Today, Afrimarket is present in 3 countries, Ivory Coast, Senegal, and Benin. We have about 70 point of sales. Sorry about that. We have 70 point of sales that are operational and adding new one each week. We have launched the service in June in beta mode and are very happy to have 6,000 active users as of today. Our clients are not only African migrants who want to remit funds to Africa. There are also NGOs that want to send goods for their various programs in Africa where we operate, to send directly medicines, for example. We are also leveraging the value of our affiliated network in Africa to propose a new service as of January with a new platform based on the same technology. This service would allow international and local SMEs and companies to use our affiliated network to emit electronic vouchers to be redeemed at our point of sales. So that's the revolution that we want to see in mobile transfer in Africa today, to shift away from a traditional approach of cash to cash to go to a new approach of cash to goods, while reducing the cost of remitting funds for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Why don't you join me over here? It'll be a little bit easier to have you address our judges. And good job dealing with the technical glitch there, walking us or talking us through the demo. Gentlemen, what questions do you have about Afrimarket?
Is this working?
Tony, why don't you go? You're ready to go.
I was curious. You talked about $60 billion in cash, but how many transactions is that?
The average remittance flow that people send is 100 euros. So they send 100 euros on an average every month, and that goes to as many transactions as the 60 billions. What is difficult to see is that these 60 billions are just the tip of the iceberg. These are the official flows that goes through banks or through regular money transfer operators. It does not account for the unofficial flows of money that go, and which are estimated to be 100 billion.
So you mentioned, congratulations, by the way. You're definitely addressing a market that's probably underserved, and I love that you're doing it with a mobile approach to things. You mentioned high transaction fees, 12% going down to 6%. How do you specifically attack the 12%? You mentioned 5% fee on the affiliate side. Walk me through that. How is your, if I'm sending $100 to Senegal, how do I end up doing better than, I guess, 88 actually reaching the recipient?
Yeah. If you would send with a traditional money operator, money transfer operator, money to Africa, you would spend an average 12.5%. That includes the fee on the transfer, but also the money that is made on the exchange rate. At Afrimarket, we said we're going to be transparent with our clients. They are fed up with having very complicated pricing. So it's just a 5%, including the currency exchange. So if you would send 100 euros, you would only pay 5 euros. That's the first thing. For us to be sustainable and to also make a margin and make a revenue as a business, what we do is that we split this revenue between the sender, so he pays only 5%, but also on the merchant, because we bring the merchant a new service, which is new clients paid from abroad and new visibility. So we take also an average of 5% on the merchant. So that's how we do it.
Quick follow-up, and so the merchant is not marking that up again. Do you have rules?
We have rules, and it's specifically written in the contracts, yes, that they have to make the same price for regular clients than for Afrimarket clients.
Okay.
So what's success for you in like 3 to 5 years? How much of that market do you intend to take?
We know that the cash to goods only answers part of the equation. There are needs for cash to buy things that you need to pay cash, or there are things that you want to pay cash. So the cash to good market is not the entire money transfer market. Our goal at Afrimarket is to take 10% of that market in the corridors where we operate. So that's currently France to Ivory Coast, Benin, and Senegal, and will soon be expanding.
Okay. Other questions for our judges? Yes, Charlie.
Do you intend to stay on the African continent, or will you go to other markets eventually? How big do you think you can become?
Yes, we are very dedicated to solving the African problem of money transfers. They pay the higher tariffs, and we don't think it's fair. So we want to stay on this continent for now. It's also a question of the culture and the market being adapted to what we do. Bankarization rates in Africa are about 5%. Our solution using mobile phone, when you have mobile phone penetration in Africa of about 100%, is very targeted to what they do. So,
and another quick follow-up: do the merchants have to have any special equipment?
The merchants have to have a device, although we can put that on an app in a regular phone, and we provide them with the terminal of payment for them to be able to authentify the transaction with our technology of crypted sound.
So you're actually providing some form of tablet or something?
It's just a terminal of payment that works with phones, like you would do your credit card paying at the till at a regular shop.
Like a credit card reader type device.
Yes.
Great. I'm going to take the privilege of being moderator to ask the last question. You mentioned NGOs as one of your customers. That seems to be a very big potential market or customer. What do you expect the ratio of individuals to NGOs to be? And do you make more margin with an NGO than you would with an individual?
Yes. The market for NGOs is really for NGOs to be able to send directly medicine, for example, or pay tuition fees. That is, if normally they would do it, they would either transfer the money and pay high tariffs, or they would send directly the medicines, which are then held up at the customs, or make it very long to arrive at the point of destination. So that's how we address their needs, by sending dedicated money to the pharmacy, for example, so that they can directly buy the medicines locally. We don't expect we expect the ratio in terms of volume to be much higher for NGOs, because of course the programs are much higher, but not in terms of specific transactions. NGOs would do one transaction each year with us for a larger amount.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much for getting us started, and judges, thanks for your questions. We'll let you tabulate your scores. I'll take that from you. Thank you very much.